Testing the sound. Testing sound. All right. Testing sound. Testing sound. Hello. Okay. So it is working. Let me put that up there. It's working. Put the chat. Make that a mod. Moderate, 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 and moderate. All right. All right. Hello and welcome to Shan the Baby Terror. All right. How are you? If you can like, share, and subscribe, I would really, really, really appreciate it. All right. So as it is, I like to go ahead and get to the message. Not too much blab, blab, blabbing, but I got to blab a little bit. This is just a political checkup on what's going on. And if any of you out there got any political questions, I will try my best to answer them with these here tarot cards. All right. But what I want to address today is when I was watching my favorite podcaster, Midas Touch. And what do you call him? The Mighty who? Mighty somethings. Anyhow, he called his group something Mighty's or whatever. But I am a complete fan of Midas Touch. Anyway, just got to watch one of his videos. And so before they were talking about releasing the nasty steam files. That's what I call them, the nasty steam files. Maga Mike was saying, oh yes, we want to release them, but we've got to put some amendments. We got to put some rules. Y'all gonna have to see my fat arm. It's all right though. We're gonna have to see some rules added to it, and we need some more of this and more guardrails. All that bullshit. It's nothing more than can we add something onto it so we can release as least amount of these files with at least the least amount of information in it. That's what he wanted to do. Well, he wanted the Senate to do. The Senate did not. And Chuck Schumer, for love him or hate him, whatever, he did get the Senate to approve it rather quickly and without any show and without the added amendments that Maga Mike said was necessary. He said that these were necessary, but the Senate say, shit now. Not today and not tomorrow and not the next day. Okay. So I want to see what's going on with that split between Maga Mike and the Senate, because Maga Mike and Diaper Don got together and was like, yeah, we need to, what can you do for me? Mega Grinder, Mike, Grinder Mike. What can you do? Well, I'll put in word with the Senate, and they're gonna do, put in some things so they won't see your name as much as they had to. They got together because that's his boy. Okay. The relationship, like I feel, between Maga Mike, and Diaper Don is that Diaper Don is extremely disrespectful to Short Mike. All right. And I mean, he ain't got a bit of respect for him. All right. It's like he talking to nobody when he talking to Maga Mike or Grinder Mike. Okay. So that's a relationship that's one-sided, okay, at best. And it's just like, I don't know. I often me and my mother, we often muse about what it would be like to be married to those men that go into the White House and they get emasculated every day. How is you as a woman could look at your husband or your father, and every day he grovels and emasculates himself and snacks in the diaper. I just don't know how they do it, but hey, to each his own. I guess the money, when you're getting a lot of money like that, I guess you tend to make exceptions for those you love, I guess, if you're that person's wife. But you just see that man, he getting slathered and work, it's just like they get in the White House with Diaper Dan, and like, to quote Diaper Dan's words, they just move their mouth like a machine. Y'all seen that when he talked about that woman? That was so disturbing. And she didn't stand up for herself at all, but not like she would, because all she do is sit up and lie for him all day. That Catalina Catlin, whatever her name is, whatever her name is, she lie all day long on TV. That's what she do. The liar Kate the liar. That's what I'm gonna call her. All right, and her mouth was just moving like a machine. So they have their husbands going in the Oval Office and moving their mouth like a machine. You can say whatever you want to attest to that. I'm just saying that's just that's low. Yeah, my grandmother always said, all money ain't good money. It's just some things you can't do for it. You just can't do. I'm sorry. Oh Lord. But that's beside the point. So let's see what the Senate and Maga Mike and Diaper Don got miscommunicated on, because it was a miscommunication. I told you to cover for me. You cover for the House covered for the Senate covered, all the Republicans, all of them get together and cover for each other. But somebody said, no, not today. No one wants to be known as the person who is protecting the pedos, okay? No one wants to, except for that one man, okay, that was in the house. He wants to be known that we need to figure out what's going on with him. He didn't even have the time to pretend not to like the pedos and protecting them. So he just went on with it. Okay, so let's see what's up. What happened? What happened, Shorty Mike? What happened, Grinder Mike? Grinder Mike. What happened with Grinder Mike in the Senate and the Diaper Don? Let's see what's happening in here. In here. Take the long road. And we take the long road. Hey, and we take the long road. Unexpected money, unhoped up windfall. These people try to keep up with their money. Okay, that's just it. We got the unexpected money here. We got some military person and some expectations. Okay. Somebody feels like there is, let's see here, man in uniform. So being the rules, expectations, what they are expected from them. So they are looking up to the expectation. And again, it has something to do with their finances. All right. So the senators were looking forward to staying in office, and they have finally, I think, got the news that they'll have to be in there longer than Trump, because he'll expire and pass on into the veil sooner, and they'll still be there in the Senate, and they'll be known as the Protection Pedophile Program. Okay, and some people just couldn't do that, not based upon because they didn't like pedophilia, because there are plenty of them that like pedophilia, according to Spirit. Just, this is just a rambling of an old country psychic. Okay, so their money was going to get chopped down. So the Senate, like, no, we can't do this. Okay, you're gonna make us lose our jobs, and we're gonna lose our Senate. And for what? For Diaper Don, who is uh, decaying right in front of our eyes. We got the military person and the expectations. They had expectations of people, you know, I said those wives and stuff. So some of them, I guess, some senators and their husbands or whatever, their family look up to them. Some of these people are military folks. Um, this is the expectation that they were, you know, expected to do. So they were like, we're not expected to fight over it and make some rules. That's for you in the house to do. Even the house didn't do it. Okay, so why do you think we are going to do it as the Senate? No one wanted to look like the protection pedophile ring, and rightfully some are so. Republican and Democrat, independent, and anybody, like, it doesn't matter what they affiliation was, but they wanted to keep up pretenses that they were doing the right thing. They the military man, they followed the rules, they disciplined, they didn't want any red tape, because this military card also has red tape on it. Okay, so they didn't want to do what Maga Mike Grinder wanted them to do. See, what they felt like was Maga Grinder wanted to pass this cleanly in the House, except for that PPO one that outright wanted to do it, the Clay Hinkins or whatever his name was, the only one man that voted to make sure that the pedophile protection stayed in effect. So in effect. So what he wanted to do, Maga Mike wanted, he didn't already been embroiled in some bullshit with this shutdown that they went in, the Republican shutdown. So what he wanted to do was make the House look like they wanted to protect victims instead of the PPO organization, PPP, triple P, what is that? Triple P. So he like, well, let us look good for a minute and act like, but we gonna put it all on you. And this is what he wanted to do. We gonna put it all on you and let you make a mess of let you make a mess of the Senate over there. We ain't gonna do that because we just got out to shut down. We can't afford for it to be looking and saying that we want amendments to make sure that Diaper Don is not mentioned as much as he can be and as much as he is mentioned, allegedly. All right. We only want to mention the Democrats that's in there, but when we get to the Republicans, we'll just skip over that part. Not that's not what we do here. That's not what we do here. Because I'm Mike and I love the Bible. Yeah, that's what he say. So he wanted the Senate to start shit and make it up for him while he sit back and do nothing. And the people in the Senate say, no, you're not going to be having my daughters looking at me crazy. You're not going to have my nieces looking at me crazy. Like I love the nice steam files. Okay. Everyone in those two branches are not perverts, but they are perverts amongst and with them, allegedly. Allegedly there is perverts in this both sides and in both houses, the Senate, and also Republicans, independents alike. They are equal opportunity. They're perverts in there, of course, but there are decent people that don't have anything to do with that and don't want anything to do with that. All right, let's see. Because they wanted to be known as high honor and the good gentleman. That's what they wanted to be known as, the high honor and the good gentleman. This superseded whatever Diaper Don wanted, or whatever MAGA Grinder Mike wanted. They like, we don't want any part of that. They really don't care. The Senate does not care which way or one that this way out. For some reason, the people that are ultra concerned, because there are some senators in the Senate that is, on the PPO, and they like that, and they in the steam files, okay? But I feel, to me, it's mostly people in the House that's in these files. They really are in these files, and they got several senators on their side, but it's mostly populated by by the House members, allegedly, and also among the elite, the people who are CEOs and people who got mega money, and in this and it's heavily influenced, allegedly, overseas. They have a whole lot of dignitaries overseas. I feel like they have more dignitaries overseas that have something to do with this, allegedly, than actual like Americans and the CEOs and actors and all these other folks like that, because it was an equal opportunity of nastiness. But I feel like what's more weighted and important is someone overseas. And, I don't know who this person is. This person is a very important dignitary that is involved in the nasty steam files, of course. And then whoever this person is on in another country, allegedly, has heavy ties to our political setting here. Okay. So they talk to this person and they are very concerned about being outed themselves and what is in it and what connects them. Okay. So we have sitting senators, sitting House members, allegedly, that are in contact with these same type people. They was there doing the same type of things. Okay. So now they calling and they texting and they saying, well, what y'all gonna release? What y'all think in them? Like what part or what year? It's getting, but there are some people who think that this is going to have a good outcome. I really feel like there are mostly in the Senate. They through with Trump. I don't know how to say it, but they through with riding on the diaper, eating in the diaper. They see an end coming towards this diaper. This diaper eating cannot go on. All right. We have sad news. Okay. So they think sad news, sorrow and unpleasantness will be revealed. They feel this is the long way and the long road. Those people in the Senate did not choose to write those amendments because they felt like they're not, some of them do not want to, it's like it's inevitable and they don't want to stop it. Okay. There are some that want to stop it because they are with the PPO, but they can't stop it. This is like a ball rolling down, like a snowball rolling down the hill. And it gathers and it's gathered and it just get too heavy. And if you if you try to do amendments and get in the front of that rolling ball, then you're gonna get smashed, smattered, and kapooey. And some people is not willing to do that because they see something coming down the road and they know. There are some senators that physically know and physically have seen some of these documents and they know. They know what's in them and they know what's ahead. And hold on, right? Okay, I don't know. Why are you calling me, asking me that? I don't know. Asking me that. I don't know. All right. So they know what's ahead in this scenario, and they're not willing to hang themselves. They're just not. They are just not willing to hang themselves. All right. I'm live. I don't know. Who is asking about building 7? They need to know they sell. Who? I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Got the journey. This is we got a journey, a movement, a trip, a longer journey, transportation, train, arrival, departure. And then we got the moon and 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles, working hard. This is a journey, working hard to clear up the deception. Okay. This has been something that has been in the works. Okay. There are some House Republicans that are speaking with Senate and they're saying, we've got to uncover it. It's got to come out. And you got to rip the scalp off of it, and that's just it. This is a journey that we're going to have to go on. They feel like we don't know what's going to happen because we don't know exactly what's in those files, what type of work people have been doing, who they have been working for, what type of finances have been going back and forth. Okay. So there's money attached to this situation, and they are aware of that. And it's been a long journey. And these are lots of different documents over different decades and different times. So they know that this is definitely going to include the master, the master of the Diaper Don. This is the gentleman. Oh, the rich gentleman. This is the rich gentleman. And they feel that the rich gentleman, which is Dump the Trump, this is how my cards are reading it for me. This is about to be some new time. Someone is going to be offering something new, receiving something new, or whatever this new activity and energy is going to bring about the Tower moment. Someone is going down, and every senator over there knows. And they say, you're not dragging me down. Now, look, some of the senators are like this. They crooked as hell, allegedly, but they don't dwell in PPO activity. And they don't want people looking into whatever it is that they are doing. It's not PPO, but it's some type of illegal activity. They don't want you dwelling into their illegal activity while you're drudging for PPO activity. So they saying like, look, I'm giving him up because ain't nobody looking at me. You're not coming to my house investigating me. You're not tapping my phones. You're not asking where my emails are. You're not doing anything for me. So I'm going to stay clear of that. So that's why him and the Senate just wasn't going to make it. He didn't have a firm agreement. This is what Spirit is kind of telling me, that Maga Mike didn't have any firm agreement that the Senate was going to put any amendments on it. He was just putting it out into the atmosphere when he was on, TV and wherever else he go on these podcasts and stuff. He was just kind of like throwing hints out to him, last Senate, just cover me. Just cover me. I got you sometime. You got me sometime, but it wasn't no firm agreement that any of those senators were ever going to add amendments to it to make sure that Diaper Don didn't come up in there. Let's see. They are saying, this is literally saying, this is the card. It's called living room. Okay, private space, feeling comfortable. Okay, this is movement is restricted. There is an end, and something is coming out. Information is coming out. Information is coming out about some intimacy or something that has been done in a living room. Something that's been done in a private space, or this information is there, and it is coming out in some form or fashion. Some of the senators know that you may have like the official channels of getting the nasty steam files. Okay, the official channels, you'll get some things, but there are senators that know of unofficial channels which are going to release things. Okay, so things will be coming out. What is that? Who is knocking on our door? Who knocking in there? Who is that? Who is that keep knocking on the door? Asking my business out. Who is that? Who is that knocking? Yeah, it's not knock. That's a minute ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of them just leave us one. I don't lie, man. The time for all this stuff y'all doing. That's green tea and diet Pepsi. All that little stuff. Yeah, I'm done. Don't touch it. I wanted a Diet Pepsi. Yeah, one. Sorry about that. People knocking on the door, wrong Uber people, all kind of shit going on. Private spaces. This information is coming out, especially with that page of swords. It's like the information's going to be flying out. Somebody just like wait and see. That's also what this is. Wait and see. I hear and I know that some bullshit is about to happen. That's what somebody's saying, and it's the end for somebody. It is the end, and somebody feels like some people are going to be arrested, maybe not arrested, but there are people that are going to have some type of legal issues directly, even if it's just like civil lawsuits. Something is from these files will be known. And again, like I was saying, the senators, before I was rudely interrupted, the senators know that there's some information that is coming out. This also could be gossip, stuff like that. It's like as if when this is an example of what I give, like there's one document, okay? You'll give the document, but then you'll black out everything on the block document where it just looks like it's nothing, okay? Then later on, an unofficial channel will release that same document with that information, not redacted, and it's not redacted due to let's protect the victims. The victims always can be protected with blacked out ink. We all know how redaction can do. In fact, when they came out with all the binders on the White House, everybody smiling and had the nasty steam files, and they were smiling and they was on the steps and White House passing out binders. That was completely ignorant. But it's like they had some festive activity. This subject matter is not festive. This is harming little people, and they were so festive with these binders. Okay, I thought that was very, very, very ignorant at best. So they had the binders, and the binders contained little information and mostly just a lot of blacked out things, and you couldn't tell what was going on in any. They blocking out whole paragraphs. So what's going to happen is they going to come and present something with all of these blocked out, the whole page. Someone else is going to release that, and it does not contain victims information. It's information that has Donnie Diaper Man's signature and paw prints all over it. His nasty hand prints, allegedly. His hands is disgusting. In the spiritual world, Donnie Dozy nasty hands is disgusting. And the senators know that they disgusting. And it's a lot of other people hands that is disgusting. And they're going to have to reveal those nasty, disgusting hands, no matter who or where they belong to. All right. And this is just at the bottom of the deck. And this is a emotional issue here. All right. And so these are the cards that showed up at the bottom of the deck. The first card that I pulled up on is the child. All right. The child is the main character of this journey with Diaper Don, Maga Mike, Republicans, Senate, and House. This has been a journey, and there is change. And with change, there is hope. We have hope that has came up. Hope is hopes and dreams, open minds, new views, psychic abilities, metaphysical, rhetoric in nature, equality. This to me seems like an expansion and a change. This expose that will happen. But this is just not an expose of I'm sorry, can you talk? An expose of the Senate and the House executive branch. It's an exposement for the entire world and souls here. It is to teach us that these things are happening in our world. Little people are being assaulted, little people are being trafficked. This brings about some type of change because I've often said this. Yes, we should focus on the nasty steam files, but we should also focus on what is currently happening. How are we currently fighting all little people exploitation that is going on across this nation and all over the world? Because there are little people being exploited and passed around all over the world. This is going to give us a chance to combat that. I think as this thing exposes itself, however it exposes itself, through Senate, through legal documents, through gossip, through independent media, however this thing gets exposed, it's going to be an exposed, something exposed so that to better help in the future, to change some things, to change some laws, to set up real, like a whole independent part of the government that just investigates that exploitation of the little people. Because the exploitation of the little people is all wrapped up in politics and the finances, allegedly. Okay. And money that they go back and forth, making complete financial empires based upon the kids. So at the end of this, when all of this is exposed, whether it's Democrat, Republican, CEO, billionaires, trillionaires, all of them, it's going to be a better way to look at this and change this and prevent this. So we know what has happened in the past. But what I always say is Epstein, nasty Epstein, and the nasty Stein files is not the last operation. It wasn't the first operation, and it won't be the last. So this is going to kind of like change things a little bit for that setting. All right. With that being said, let's kind of move on and just see. Let's just check in on Diaper Don and see what's up with him. What's up with Diaper Don? Dan. Don. I call him all kind of names. Long as I don't say it. Let's see. He's out somewhere planning, making some plans to do something in this, and he's using other people with more knowledge than himself to plan something out. All right, he working on something. All right, let's see what he working on if we want to know. Let's see. Good shuffle. All right, what's up? What's up with Don? Don doing a whole lot of communicating back and forth. This is fast paced. Communicating a lot with different people all over the world. All right. I just feel like one hit I got is this is not like now or in the future, but at a later date, we're going to get to see a lot of correspondence with Donald Trump in office, and it's going to be very scary and revealing how close of danger that we were. Okay. But that's in the future. In the future, we're going to see how he was communicating with foreign leaders. Okay. It is atrocious. Very unprofessional. Okay, I don't communicate professionally because I'm not a professional. I'm not in the White House. If I was in the White House, then I have a very different lingo and a very different set of words. Okay, professional. There is not a professional bone in their body there. Okay, they operate like trailer park trash. Okay, they trailer park trash, but they living in the White House. You know, very strange. What can we tell us about the Don? The Diaper Don. Diaper Don. Always finances and money and trying to get that money all together for his benefit. There's some sadness and grief located along with Donald Trump. There's a woman in his life who has changed on him, looks like Marjorie. All right. Destined to change. Some woman that's speaking up and destined to change. This is Marjorie. So Marjorie is deep in thought on his mind. Okay, let's see. And he comes up on top of Marjorie. All right. This is a split in time for him and Marjorie. He is a Gemini. So that's what we got with the King of Swords, and he came up on top of her. These two individuals, is the split is coming, and it was necessary, and it was destined to happen. And he feels deeply betrayed, even though he has no sense of I will I will have your back or something like that. You would, yeah, way back. Way back. He has no common decency of that or friends or nothing like that. Everything is based upon him. I guess being that he is a narcissist, what they call it, a narcissist. Sorry about that game talk. So he is a narcissist, and this rift is really bringing about some feelings in him. He is very angry at Marjorie, and very hateful and spiteful, and looks to be very deadly. All right, allegedly. Okay, seems like that. That's something. Marjorie may have to be careful. There's maybe some military person that he puts on her. Marjorie, allegedly, according to me, probably has her phones tapped. All right, let's see. She is being watched. He wants to send some type of military person to her house. We got a living room and a military person. I don't know. He wants to send her some type of message like, can this person from the military come over to your house and speak with you or something like that? You know, and she's like, no, I ain't do nothing like that because I already know what's up. You know, everybody that mess with you end up missing. You know, and I don't want to be missing. We got work occupation. He really feel like she used him for a stepping stone to get in the Senate. He really thinks she has a higher office dreams than the House. She came on TV and said this got work occupations in the House. All right, she came on and said she love her job and that's what she want to be at in the House, and she don't want to, but that's a lie. He knows that she have said more things that she wanted to do. I think at one point when it was cool, she was telling him about the political moves that she wants to make, and he was saying how he could help her. All right. He really feel like she's a buffoon or she's stupid. This is just what I'm hearing in spirit. Like he feels like she is beneath him and she was stupid and she was not that bright, and he's the one that lifted her up. And how could she dare try to like double cross him or come behind his back, because she's way too stupid to do that. You know, that's according to him and his spirit and what he's saying, not me. All right. That's just what I hear. And she switched on him like if you listen to rap, change. If you listen to rap, I'm talking about Kodak. And switch like a lip. Yeah, switch like that. She changed on him. And that ain't sitting too well with him. He's very vindictive. He thinks that she acts like a child. And also this card does double duty with her asking about the nasty steam files. So Donald Trump is definitely on Marjorie's ass. So let's put that over there and let's see what else he up to. We know he on her ass. Let's see. Patient. He trying to be patient. Ugh, I'm sorry. Patient. And this is with some type of marriage. Him and Melania ain't. No, I gotta be so careful what I say. I can't even say anything because I might say something bad because my mouth ain't right and my filter just is slow. Marriage and trying to be patient and getting that together. I noticed when the Epstein files came, then suddenly Melania, who speaks 7 different languages and English ain't one. All right. She came out with him about of all the subjects they could do about adoption of children. Okay, and that's what she mumbled on about reading that paper. Um, yeah, so he's trying to make it look like he's some type of family man, as if we have amnesia. All right, we have amnesia, and we don't know he been married so many times. He has so many kids. He is not the pillar of biblical, whatever they, trying to say, all that old pious behavior, where they try to act like the Bible is the realm of their life, and they live treacherous. Okay, so I'm not a person that I don't say nothing about folks, but those are those people that believe that, you can't do that, you can't have the kids, and you got to be married. And this man then did it all to the backwards. But then he is the leader of the pious party of Bible thumpers. I think not. All right, so let's see with that marriage here. What are you doing with that marriage? He's trying to make some type of money. All right. So she's trying to make some money. That Melania, because that's all she about. We got the great fortune, but we got some gloomy thoughts here. Like people pretending to be doing this and making great fortune. They may be making money together. Okay. Whenever you see them together, they making money, but it's some gloomy thoughts in there. That woman does not love him, does not like him, and waiting on him to cross over the veil. And he knows that as well. All right. So he's just currently using her as a shield. I guess this is the way he's going to plan to market his messaging. And here's him on the headlines, news, or something like that. Oh, Melania loves me. Yes, that's true. And true. Oh, Lord. But the card on top of this marriage and all of this stuff, this is a card called the Heron. Okay. True love is there, but on the other side. Okay. This woman, he knows that he is not this woman's true love, and that when he goes on the other side, she'll be spending the money. And he wished that he can stop that from happening, okay? Because he's a vindictive bastard, allegedly, okay? Allegedly. And I don't want to put anything else on this stale ass marriage because let's see what's going on. All right, anything on this stale ass marriage you need to know about? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So with the stale ass marriage, what come on top of it is a fox. This is all a ruse, trickery, suspicion, Pluto, Scorpio, hiding shit. And then on back of the hiding of something, we got the card, which is the secrets. She's hiding the secrets, and they acting like the marriage is fine, and she knows, and they knows when they talk. If they talk, and she knows this different things about the nasty steam files and why he's in it. They spend a lot of time not together, loneliness, isolation. They only come together when it is the crossroads time, when it's an opportunity. See that? Many opportunities. That's what that marriage is about, many opportunities. And we have confusion, unclarity, misunderstanding. This woman does not enjoy any minute being with this man. This is definitely paid to be there and nothing more. And he knows that the woman does not care for him. Okay, he pulled her up from the house of ill repute, allegedly, and so he's gonna always think that she is beneath or below him because he has lifted her up from the house of ill repute, allegedly. All right, so let's get that still marriage out of there. What else can we see here? It's not about that still marriage. And we then went over his distinctive hate for Marjorie Taylor Greene is there. All right, let's see what this is. What's this holding on? Holding on, trying to get some independent finances like he did in the past. He is still, even though the veil is closely approaching, he's still trying to get money that he can't take with him. So this is the miser. This is the person that collects and collects and collects. Okay. Until it is time for him to be collected and he can take none of that with him. All the gold will be left here and he will be placed in the grave and where he will rot, allegedly. All right. He's trying to make as many deals as he can. Here's the sun, King of Pentacles, and the Lover's card. He's trying to make as many deals as he is here for independent wealth and getting money, just stacking it and stacking it. That's where he feels he can do his best with the days that's left on this side of the veil. All right. And I was sitting down and I was talking to my daughter and I was telling her when this man leaves the veil that there will be no more than two people who miss him. And my daughter was like, I know who miss him, and that will be one of the two of the grandkids. They will miss him. He is trying to make a better judgment, them to make a better judgment of him before he goes behind the veil. And I think that those two allegedly that he's trying to get to see him as a better person because he knows the legacy that he's leaving behind. He knows it, and he probably would never admit it, but he knows what type of legacy he's leaving behind, and he want to leave something different for at least one or two people in this whole entire world, and they will be those grandkids. All right, let's see. He's dependent. He's also working on a plan to defend how he's getting this money. He's getting money going back and forth. He's using the magician. He's up against things or staying on top of things. This is finances. So this is general fraud and all the things he's doing that he's trying to keep secret or keep away from any type of litigation at this time. So he is doing fraud. He is hating Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he is coming to a realization that his marriage is trash, allegedly. All right, let's see. He's trying to hide the truth as to where the money is coming. There is money that is being allocated and money that he is taking that he has no right to, allegedly, but he is taking it nonetheless. Okay, and we're not going to stop that process until we get a whole new Senate and a whole new House. All right, they'll just be making money, making moves. He'll continue to call up people to the White House, pretend to be doing something, but he does everything in the back door. He does things they come through the front door, and then he does business with them in the back door, allegedly, in different countries and different kingdoms, especially those Saudi people. He got deep ties to them, allegedly. All right, making money, allegedly. He at one point is going to have to cut them ties or some business he is doing and some money he has been doing. He's going to have to stop because it's coming to a head. Somebody is looking into this. Okay, I don't know who it is, but there is someone looking into it and looking into the rules and regulations of this thing. It's going to be very difficult at a point for him to keep getting that money filtered in and doing the fraud behind our backs. He'll get a little bit of money in, but it won't be as much as he did when he had some power. His power will be draining. And with that power being drained, so being with his influence to just run roughshod over the Constitution and over all kind of finances. Eventually, somebody will be looking for the money. That's what I'm saying. He might be dead and gone, or he might be here, but somebody's going to be looking for the money and they're going to want it back. All right. And they're going to want to know why certain people did business deals with him and what was that about as well. So they're going to be in trouble. So they doing it now. It's covered up. They got a blanket on it. But eventually the bank is going to be ripped off. And then those people will have to attest for what happened. He'll probably be behind the veil, gone somewhere. And he ain't got to attest for nothing other than whenever he meet his maker, whoever that is. All right. Let's see. He's got a whole lot of sadness and grief. He's got a bell hanging over his head, hanging over your head, and liable to get worse every time you think about it. This right here is an indulgement. This is a lot of stuff. Okay. Too much is not too good. It's a whole lot of shit that hangs over your head and stresses you out and gives you sadness and grief, and you do not know where to turn, which indulges with this gloomy thoughts here. All right, let's see. Let's see his sadness and his grief that he is inhibiting. All right. Seems to me also like this president just plays a part. It's like he in a movie and we are in a nightmare. He in the movie. And he just playing a part. Okay. And he also playing a part in all our lives. Okay. All of our lives here in the United States. He's playing a part in it, touching different areas. There is something to learn from it. I'm not sure what it is right now because I'm not a part of that bigger plan, but there is, that's what I'm being told, that there is something, a bigger plan to be known by him touching our lives in whatever small way that he touches it or large way, depending on where we are in our life and what he can do to us. All right, let's see. You all right, Gray? Okay. He is in a space. We probably this would not something that I would rather think about with him because I don't. Cause sometimes he don't seem very humanistic to me at all. Or where is his humanistic traits? But my grandmother always say there's some good in everybody. That's what she believed. um I believe it, but whether I'm able to like in my life just say like it's hard. Okay, it's hard to believe what she said. Okay, but it is true. I know that it's true, but it's hard to it's good in theory, but then when you got to see it in practice. Okay, so I'm holding on to what my grandmother said. Okay, she said there's some good in everybody. Okay, so with that being said, he is in a life review, but a life review where he is alive. Because you know, when you're going over and you cross on over, you get in a life review. Okay. He's in a life review now. This man is thinking about his emotional states and what he did for the finances, for to be the businessman, to be the boss, or to pay the, what to say, it costs to be the boss. This is a reflection that this man is in at this moment. This man is reflecting on his childhood, reflecting on decisions that he made about people. Now, I'm not saying that he is turning over a new leaf at all, because I don't believe it. I just believe in the recesses of your mind sometimes. If you sit alone and you sit in the dark sometimes and you're not with nobody and it's just you. Okay, and he has to sit alone in the dark and be by himself too, because he's still human as well as we are human. And once you sit in the dark and it's you alone and you're inside your head, you can't help but be who you are and reflecting. Okay, and that's for all of us, reflecting on what we did right, what we did wrong, what we can we do better. Some of us reflect on what can we do better. Some of us just reflect on what we did wrong and then keep it moving. All right. And this seemed to be how he is. He is a point of he is just reflecting, but he not learning any lessons. Like he ain't getting no better. He just kind of going back and forth. Between that, he gaslights himself. Even when he's alone, he gaslights himself. That's why he believes the lies he believes, because he's lied to himself and he's believed those. And those are dangerous people who believe their own lies and they know that they lied and told them to themselves. So he's going back in the past and making new realities. Well, he's downplaying it. Maybe I wasn't such a monster. Maybe I was just a little monster, just a tiny bit. Oh, but I had reasons why I could be the monster, trying to reason with himself, allegedly. This is what I feel, spirit is kind of showing me him, but he is in some form of reflection. So that's great because I don't usually feel like he in no form of reflection. So, but I guess in some humanistic way, he knows that his 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 what can I say, his life path has been focused on money and the emotional moves that he had made based upon money and activity. It's catching up with him. Okay, it's catching up to his mind, body, and soul. All right, and he's rotting in front of our eyes, allegedly. All right, let's see. All right, what can we? This video fairly long. What can we see politically? It's coming up in the near future here that we need to know or that we can know. Let's see. And I am broadcasting live from the bathroom. Sometimes it's only a little bit of spots that I can have some quiet space in. All right, let's see. What can we know? Political. There's some change that is about to take place. Something new, or we have a child, so that could also be something new. Let's see. What's that child? Nope. We have some. I guess we are still on the nasty steen list. I was trying to see maybe we had something else politically coming along. There is something about the nasty steen files. We're going to get some kind of court official here. Okay, lawyer, judge, disagreement, moral ambivalence. We're going to get some type of news on that. We're going to have to see if he just signs it, okay? Because it's supposed to leave the House, go to the Senate. The Senate has already prearranged their bullshit. So they're like, hey, don't even, all we're going to do is say yay and then pass it on to his desk and let him sign it. How's that going to be? I'm definitely going to be, when he signs it, if they show him signing it, I wish that they would. They show him signing all other kind of bullshit and blank papers all day. But I don't know if they'll show him signing it. If he signs it, I would love to see him signing it and read the room, read him, read my cards as they in live flux. Okay, I love to do it because I want to know the feeling of that room, not only of the diaper man, but of the ones that is around him. There is a change in high order. Okay. So the people who you've been thinking, or somebody's been thinking that is the elite or they are on charge or something, they are now dropped down a level. Okay. So there is in the near future, which I say near future is like this week, next week, and maybe 3 weeks. Okay. Or 2 weeks. Okay. There's going to be a change in the hierarchy. The folks that you highly honored are not highly honored anymore. There's a change. All right. And it could have something to do with these court officials and these child documents from court. All right. Let's see. Private spaces, work occupation, and the house. Something coming out about the house. Some people who maybe work in the house. And some living room stuff. Feeling comfortable, private spaces, where you feel comfortable at, where you feel the safest. There's a change in these seats. Politically, there is going to be some type of shift between now and 3 weeks. And you're going to see people change and switch spots. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but this is what Spirit is telling me. I guess I'll know within 2 or 3 weeks that there's going to be a shift. Just as if I shuffle and ruffle these cards like that, that's going to be a shift. It's a political shift coming. Okay, within this week and through in 2 to 3 weeks, there's a political shift coming. And when we get to it, we're going to be very fucking shocked. I hate to cuss, and well, I don't hate to cuss. I like cussing, but I mean, well, I do cuss. I did feel this card came up. This is some type of illness from a rich girl and somebody convening a meeting about an ending. These are very, very gloomy times. All right. So I don't know what this is about, but there'll be a meeting about a rich girl, some type of illness or fatality that is happening with the girl. And some gloomy thoughts here, sadness or something. So we'll wait to see whatever that is. But that just hopped out. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to be getting some news about some change in high authority. Somebody's going to lose their authority. All right. And it has something to do with private spaces, something to do with a house. And this was a person that we thought was a good gentleman. And he has some type of work or occupation, high office or occupation, because we have that high honor right there. So somebody is within this week is going to lose their high honor. Okay, they're gonna be knocked down a peg. Don't know who that is, but they're gonna be shuffled and ruffled, and new people are gonna come in and replace people. That's what I'm feeling here. Like this person's gonna fall, and they're gonna like, no, we gotta replace you. You gotta get out of here. Something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. It has something to do with a rich girl here. Let's see. This person, rich girl stealing. Yeah, rich girl doing something in court. Okay, this is a rich girl, got a little money, but she's stealing something and she's doing something in regards to court. So there's some bad dealings in court that this rich girl is going to be going down for. All right. She was once held in high honor, but now whatever all her office was held in high honor. Maybe she herself is not a good person in high honor, but she is in the office and she is tumbling down because something undeterred is happening. And we still have, you need some? Okay, be safe. Crawl down now so you don't fall. Scoop. All right. Then we have fatality. I don't know what that is, but that's some ending. Okay. That's an ending. Let's see what that fatality is. Then I'm going to switch my cards around. A gift. And we got his thoughts. Okay. A gift, his thoughts, and fatality. Something ending. Somebody think that it is a gift that something is ending. And it's his thoughts. We don't know whose thoughts this is, but in political, it's his thoughts. Like somebody's glad something happened to somebody. This is what it seems like to me. So we'll be looking and watching and waiting from this week to 3 weeks. Somebody's like, yeah, I'm glad that happened to you and you got an ending. Doesn't mean it's a deadly ending. Could be a deadly ending, or it could just be you've lost it all. And somebody is happy about this because this is like a gift to them. Recognition, attention, visit, help. Somebody shall be speaking on whatever is happening to this person. All right. But they'll be speaking in as if they are very sad about the situation, but they are not. They are happy about the situation. All right. Let's see. So will Rump the Trump just go ahead and sign the Steam files? Or is there something else going to be trickery thrown into it, or just straight up sign them? And if he straight up sign them, that's because he feel like he has screwed the files over so much that nobody will know. Here's the thing about the administration. I am not a scholar, okay? I'm not with Menses. I don't have the IQ of whatever the IQ is that's so sought out after people, okay? I'm just a normal, everyday old mom. All right. There they are morons. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. They are morons, and they run things like a moron would. They don't even run it like a novice person would. They are very below novice. Okay, so if they are trying to cover up something, they are a party of morons that work at the White House and the Justice Department, allegedly. Not everybody, but the ones that are on top or supposed to be in charge of things. Okay, they're supposed to be in charge of things, but they're morons. So this cover up won't be great if they are trying to ensue into it. That's like me trying to cover up these fat arms and said, yes, I'm a skinny guru. I'm a skinny guru. I'm not fat. I'm not fat. That's how they are. They are crazy. And what they'll do is, if you're trying to do something, you want to do it. You've got to have the brightest minds working at the White House, or say if you're trying to get away with something, if you're gonna do a thing bad, do it good. All right, but them, all they'll be like, well, let's just take the paper out, not knowing that the paper in the Steam files has an alternate copy of it somewhere else, somewhere with somebody else. So, and then if you are saying that it's missing, then they're gonna be like, well, this person in this place got this document and it's got this on it, and then you all right, and now you don't have what they have, or you just taking out papers or something. They're not doing anything electronically savvy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not anything electronically savvy. They're like taking something out. And then the metadata is going to have some type of numbers attached to it. This missing, that missing. Okay, now then of course you got to look at that. These documents were there during Biden's term. They were there during his term. Some of the documents, the first term of Diaper Don, and now they were there during Biden's term. And now they're here again with you in your term. So these documents have like time and different administrations. So these things have in places been copied. That's Cardinal Spirit telling me they have been copied. They have been taken different places. There are rough documents of some of these things that they have collected. Like these things are not all the majority of the cabal of the information is with the FBI, allegedly, and also with Epstein's family. Okay, and they have gave over all of it. Okay, most of it. All right, and so these documents have different alterations of them because say like you've when the Steam was sending emails out. Those people that he sent the email to have a copy of it too. So if you were to take that document and dock it up, but that person still got a copy of the email that was sent to them. Okay. And then there's so many different government entities that have copies of these things and through the administration. Okay. And when it was with the administration of the Biden administration, I feel like they could have come out with those records. But at that time, the Democrats, I am a Democrat, I am a Democrat. But one thing that I have to say about my party is they are too fucking weak. And that is why they didn't bring the files out when Biden was there. They was being weak, trying to be politically correct, trying to say, oh, no, we're not going to go and seek revenge. It's not revenge. It's just getting to the heart of the matter, exposing folks that need to be exposed, and sending some people to jail if the statute of limitation is not over with, which probably is because they're having a while back. Don't know. But if they can be charged, charge them. If they can be sued civilly, sue them. Get the money. Either way, whatever they do and however they do that, and just expose those people. So the Democrats was just doing that thing that they always do, weakness. Now, Gavin Newsom is showing them strength. I hope to hell that they can use it, because sitting back and being just helpless and we're gonna be nice, we're gonna be nice, and they're gonna go high, they're gonna go low, we're gonna go high. No, that was for that era. This is a whole new era. Okay, so this era right here is to be tough. This area is to be a bulldog when you talk about the Democratic Party, if they want to win, if they want to be, of any threat to the Republican Party politically. Okay. So that's what I feel like, that when even with their cover up, it's going to be moronic. Everyone was going to see what is happening. And then when you have all the emails come out, and not one, no, they say I'm finna get country. No, not nan mentions Donald Trump. Diaper Don ain't in none of them. Then you know them documents ain't true. That ain't the true bill. Like they say in the legal field. This not the true bill. This a fake bill. So watch that space. And again, this has been Shan the Baby. And please like, share if you came across me. You like what I'm talking about. I like how I'm talking about it. I am real country. I have a southern drawl, so you just got to work with me. All right. And sometimes I don't know the words to say because I'll be having inappropriate words that I want to say. Okay. Inappropriate. So I got to reach in the word bank and take all that inappropriate word out and try to make it, something so somebody can listen to without getting banned. All right. So with that being said, I do $30 tarot card readings. If you want to get one, text. It's always in the description. Just text that number and we can, chop it up with the time and the date. All right. I'm just a little old country ass psychic girl from Mississippi. But, just like and share me and subscribe. Thank you. I ain't for everybody. Oh, what did I hit? Oh, okay. They say, I ain't everybody tea because somebody drank coffee. All right. Thank you. And I also like to say, stay ready, stay safe, and stay dangerous. All right.